Yo, what is up, everybody? How are we doing today? Let me just pin this to the top of the X page, and then we'll get right into it. Alrighty. Oops. Boom. All right. We may or may not as well have a special guest. So stay tuned for that. Alrighty. In this, we'll be good to go. Anyway. All right. We're good. How are we doing? How was everybody's day far? I had a blast though, kind of doing the picture like on phone. That's an actual thing. Oh, hold up. Wait a minute. We are. Sweet. All right. Where we at? There we are. All right. Boom. So, yeah, I had fun sort of doing the evening stream as well. I feel like it's just a better way to get some more people in. But yeah, so kind of what's been going on behind the scenes is we are working on getting things shipped out in terms of updates and features and cool things like that. So that is kind of what's been going on. We have one little bug right now in terms of what is it called? I have the notes here. It's getting fixed, but it's just taking a little longer to get fixed just because Railway is having some issues, but on their end, not our end. So it's taking a little bit longer, but a new push will be put through in just a second here. Some of the stuff that we're working towards is kind of phase one of the roadmap, that being auto cropping, just little minor improvements overall to the platform. So that's what we're working towards. But yeah, if you guys don't know who we are Clipit. We are your AI-powered content engine, and essentially in this hackathon, we've been building out this kind of media content tool where you can take long-form content, cut it up into short form, and have production-ready clips. So that's kind of what we're working towards. And throughout the hackathon, we're building it out. We have over 191 users, I want to say, as of today. And essentially, we're just kind of, building as we go, where we have an agent within the platform that's going to allow you to use over 20 different tools that we're going to have implemented as well. So that's kind of who we are and what we're doing. And with that being said, let's get right into it. All right. So I am going, just because we're having a little issue right here, I'm going to go into one that I know works for sure. So let me in here. Oh, what is up? What is up, sir?
How's it going?
How we doing?
Doing good.
I think we'll do it like that. Oh, guys, we have a special guest. I knew it. Hee hee. All right. How you doing, sir? First of all.
Doing a lot better today. It's a lot less stressful today than yesterday was.
Feel that, brother. I feel that. Yeah, man. I'm excited to see some of these updates. I was messing around with it a little bit during Spaces. I just noticed a couple things that needs to be tweaked. So I haven't tried this. Let me see if this works though. I'm curious. Now if I see it here. Okay. So a little bit for the viewers, but essentially what we've been kind of doing is going through and pushing some updates in terms of just quality of life improvements. And essentially now we have these kind of cards here. You can see where your clip is. Oh, it looks like it might have actually re-rendered. Sweet. Okay, cool. That fixes one of the things I was gonna say. So what I've noticed, Nick, is this timeline. This is sick. Love this. But if I click into one of these, like if, for instance, once this generates, which is sick, by the way, if I click into one of these, I lose this timeline and there's no way for me to get back to it. So like it re-renders here. I can see it re-rendering, which is sick. But the problem I have is if I click into this one, then it kind of like, essentially what it does is takes you away from this timeline where I can't drag these points.
Interesting. Okay.
So like when I do this, right, then it shows this one. And I don't think this is even.
So it goes from the last timeline. This looks like the clips timeline. The last timeline was the parent video showing all
correct
clips. Okay.
Which so I like kind of the first iteration we had where it was essentially it was the full parent timeline and you could zoom in and cut it out, kind of the same thing we're doing. I'm curious if almost, let's see, does this even go back? I'm trying to figure out a way that it's still going to function, but we have the timeline split essentially.
What if I just have a toggle, somewhere like right there where it says clips and tracks somewhere next to it, and you can basically go from that timeline view that you have, go sort through there back to the parent timeline. And then that way you can kind of flip back and forth and you can see all of your frames laid out in this like more granular view like you have now. Mm-hmm. And then when needed, flip back to the parent timeline to see all the rest of them.
Okay, like that. So I'm wait for that one to process. So I wonder too, I should have tried this before, but I wonder if maybe if I just refresh here in a second, but I'm curious to see if this isn't triggering just because of like the extension here because I'm on this timeline. So let me see if I refresh and try and get that back. Okay, well, curious because I was trying to get this here, like this one for instance. I want this one to extend. Come on, jump there. We're scrolling to 50 40. Let's see, 50 40 50 40 50 40. 50, this is right. Yeah, 50 40. But let's see. Extend that. Because I don't see it doing the same essentially function as on the parent timeline where I can drag it and I kind of see like the loading for the processing, because that's kind of how I noticed the last version that we had was working, is I would see the actual re-render. Like we get the little pop-up window, but and then if I go here, it's kind of funny. It shows the actual extension of the time, but it wants to stop at the original timeline. So it's updating something, but it's not actually cutting that clip up together. It essentially extended it in that way. And then also too, this is still not like
I think volume. Oh wait, no, that one should have been fixed. Okay. Railways have some issues right now. That build I pushed 18 minutes ago is still trying to go through.
Dang.
Crazy.
The railway is cooked.
They've got a little banner across the top of the site right now. It says that they're having some difficulties.
We're down.
They said that they pushed a fix and they're monitoring the issue. Oh, evidently, no. It's not fixed.
Their AI wiped out their whole code base and then rewrote it from scratch.
Hopefully they don't have Claude over there vibe coding its way through everything.
Right. Yeah, so like some of the things I was just making sure, because dude, ultimately I'm kind of thinking too, we almost don't even need like the full this thing if we can just get this thing to trigger just
in a former life I was,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then at that point we just click on the words. But it seems like when I'm in the actual timeline, that the full parent timeline, it registers and re-renders the clip exactly. But in terms of the actual clip timeline and the clip extension transcript, it's essentially just showing it's adding the time to the timestamps, but it's not actually recutting the clip. So that was one thing I noticed. And then of course just the tedious little playhead thing here and not be able to scrub. But I think what it tried to do too, so I think it tried to add it in back here. I want to, because I can kind of think it's right here. You can see how it wants to click because I can't.
Former life I was the engineer, and
drag it. I want to say
my
it's invisible.
The time my
there's something here.
Scrumly
with that. But I'm thinking. Hear me out here. So this is all, yeah. But if I go here to export, I want to see this. So I'm thinking this modal right here, right? I'm thinking when you hit export, I think we should have this one. In terms of like in terms of this, you know how this one we have this thing where you can kind of snap?
Yeah.
Thinking in this one, keep this the same, but just if we're able to like do that here.
Okay, so merge the captions pop-up and the export pop-up.
Well, just because it already has this fine-tune thing here, you know what I mean? Like you can already do that from here, but it's a lot less manual and more just like whatever you can snap to here. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking, why not just turn this modal into the final preview where essentially it exports. You know what I mean? Because I like using this, and now that we have this like functioning and being able to make this being able to see this as kind of your in the YouTube your like customization tab, and then when you go to export and you see this, and then we just gotta verify that this is all tracking as well. Like, it doesn't have to have all of these, because essentially the user should already have kind of what they want right here. But this should be able to, like, if they need to click and drag this somewhere, they can. Or if they need to resize it here, they can.
Okay. That push just went through as well. So next time you refresh, it'll be all of those last updates.
All right. So let's see. This was the one that you pushed before we went live, right?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the one that I need to test. Testing it live. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is actually, I think those are pending. Yeah, so let me delete this video because this is the videos I'm having trouble with. We'll delete that one. Okay, sweet. Now I'll go back and get this video that I wanted to see. Here it is. Oops. No, bro. Gotta love it. Okay.
They done got you with the ad.
Yeah, bro, they did. I tried to hit pause, but of course they're like, no, you click on it, you're gonna get taken to Amazon and you have to buy muscle milk.
You just paid Thread Guy a penny.
Yeah, I know, bro. It wasn't my fault.
You're welcome, Thread Guy. Just out here supporting the homies.
It was Thread Guy wants you to know that was messed up. I need my penny back. Or just a tweet saying that use Clipit will be fine. I'm okay with that. That works for me. So, guys, you guys want you to know that we have features coming and we're testing them on a daily literally all we've been doing is pushing and testing the last couple days in terms of the cropping stuff we've been talking about, fixing minor bugs, extending clips. Like, we're trying to get this thing absolutely dialed in, so that we can just start like giving you guys the fun stuff, which Nick has a lot of fun plans for that. So I'm very excited, very, very, very excited. But yeah, so now we're just waiting for this thing to scrape. We'll be golden. Alrighty. And this is like my third time using Twitch, because I forgot we had Twitch scraping. I never go to it, so I forget.
Do you have a good understanding of roughly how long it takes to get a 1 hour transcript back? I can go kind of pull some stats myself. I was just wondering, since you use it so much.
An hour? Dude, I don't know. I want to say an hour. Dude, it's got to be like maybe 6 minutes, 7 minutes, I want to say. That's what it feels like.
No, I'm gonna say it's a lot less than that. Cause
it is? Okay.
I'm pretty sure I've got timeouts in place that if something lasts that long, it auto fails. Like,
well, and that's good that it feels like that. That's not actually it.
Yeah, I'll post some stats. I was asking because I got somebody that was going to give me access to a special tool that was kind of dependent on that. So I got to figure out how long it takes us to do things right now, so I can make sure that this special tool can also do it in that time frame.
Special tool?
Yeah, it's something kind of like what we already use for transcripts, just a little bit more kind of spec'd out based on the platform's needs.
I like it. Sounds good to me.
I gotta get some stats together and get back with them.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know. Honestly, what I do is at this point, we'll go grab something to eat, or I'll like just do something, and then I'll wait till it tells me it's ready. So I haven't actually timed it.
That's fair. I was thinking.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I was thinking just this morning how like it takes a little bit for some of the loading screens and stuff like that. And so I was thinking, how funny would it be if I had like a little character on the screen, and then I had a little pop-up box that says, "The faster you make me run, the sooner your job gets done." And like I have it where it's like magnetic to the mouse, and so it always runs away from the mouse, and you're just pushing it around the screen.
Dude,
so
that would be funny.
It would just be like entertainment for the first 30 seconds of your loading screen.
Right? That'd be funny, man.
Like YouTube did it. I mean, you can, when it's loading there, you can play Snake with the YouTube loading indicator.
Really?
You didn't know that?
No.
If there was ever a YouTube loading screen, you can just tap the arrow keys and just play Snake.
Dude, that's crazy. The one I've played is like when everything fails, and then you can like bounce.
The Cloudflare
or whatever. Yeah, where you kind of just bounce over the cactus or whatever it is. That one's fun.
I think that's Cloudflare.
That one's great. Makes sense though. Hey, sorry we broke stuff. Here's a little game.
Yeah, everything in the world's broken right now. Yeah. So here's the only thing you can do is click your space button.
Yeah. So yeah, that must have been like what, 3 minutes?
Okay, how long was that video?
An hour.
Okay.
56 minutes. I think it is. Yeah, 59:29.
All right, I can actually, when that one's finished processing, I'm gonna go pull the logs and see how long it took to do it officially. So that's exactly what I needed.
Getting it here first, guys. You're about to hear how quick our platform actually is. Dude, that might be good to just kind of throw on the site in terms of like comparison in times, because I know our thing's crazy fast. I've used other sites and they're not as fast. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, which, I mean, I've thought about it some more too. Like, there's a few things that I can do to make ours a little bit faster, but right now I'm just more worried about the token optimization stuff, like keeping it efficient.
Yeah, as we should.
I've got another thing that I had it in place in one of our older versions, but I think it may have got built out of spec. But I'm waiting till we get a little bit more solid infrastructure, I guess you could say, because I'm going to essentially change we'll call it change the language that the agent speaks to itself. Essentially, there's ways that you can make the LLMs process data more efficient than what it's currently doing. I just have to make sure it's done right.
That's gonna be fun. That is going to be fun. All right, 83%, 85, 87. Okay, so I'm curious to see, because when I was testing the crop feature last night, I do love the functionality of like cropping on both of them and just how that kind of worked. Okay, quick clips. Also too, I haven't tested this since, but a couple times I was getting stuck in the same type of thing where I was getting stuck in 9x16, kind of revert back to it, but I just haven't tried it yet, because essentially how I kind of use this platform, because the video is already in 16:9, I want to see it in 16:9 and adjust it how I want to adjust it. You know what I mean? Like if it's a video that's in 9x16, I'll obviously click 9x16 because that's the actual aspect ratio. So dude, I'm even thinking here, possibly, literally, this should probably just be prompt and duration. I'm thinking, and then because then you see aspect ratios every page throughout the site now. If this one is just like what kind of clips you want, what the duration you want, and then you can from there automatically adjust it.
That makes sense.
That's what I'm kind of thinking, because every single page that we see now is aspect ratio here, then in the right after quick clips, and then in the advanced editor, and then right before you export. So like we see it 10 different times. If this was like the only place you could see it, it makes sense. But
yeah, I mean, I definitely, now that you say it, we do have it literally 4 other places, step. 5 other places.
Yeah, which isn't a bad thing, but I'm just thinking in terms of like, because then maybe it gives us more, because I do like, I'll show you here, for example, if this was just the like prompting, the time, and this is removed, then I think it gives us more space to do what you did on the quick clips here, which essentially, you know, on the left-hand side, you have like the little bubbles as a little preview. It even gives us more space to do something like that, because there's less space in there now.
Yeah.
That's just a thought. I guess stuff that just comes to me randomly.
So we can drop that pop-up.
But it's just a like, I don't know, like if it was, maybe it's something we add back in that we actually want, but I think with our cropping feature that we're adding in, to me, it just seems like, I don't know.
There's definitely some tweaking we can do here.
Yeah. Like I said, guys, we're always trying to get the best possible product with the best possible features, updates, whatever it is. All right, let's see here. Selecting the best clips. It'd be fun to like kick around that little spinning circle on the screen that's there. Just to like flick it. Have it go bouncing all over the screen like the DVD thing.
Yeah, make it a bouncy ball where it just goes crazy all over.
Yeah. All right, so we got clips. We got 11 of them. Sweet. Let's see. We just wait. So you guys can see here, we're going to have... This summary's gotten a lot better, I feel like, over time.
To be honest, I don't know why. I don't think I've actually worked on that too much lately.
I swear it's gotten better over time. All right, guys. So essentially what we did is we took that long form video, this one right here. We copied the link, pasted it directly into our platform. You can see now we have 11 clips that are processed, cut, and captioned. And you can see they're rated on a scale, so 95%. You can see the time stamps here. We got the title, opening hook, and then a little summary here that you can also read. So yeah, we're about to see, once these process, the outputs that we get. And then we'll go live into testing some of these cool features that we have integrated. Right, processing. What does this do? Oh, never actually used that. That's kind of cool, man.
What was it? I wasn't looking.
I've never toggled between those.
Oh. Oh yeah, outside of carousel mode.
Yeah, I've never toggled through that. It's kind of cool. I like seeing that.
Yeah. That's how it looked before I added the fancy carousels.
It's kind of, I kind of like that. Yeah. All right. So here's what I was talking about. Like, you see how you have these previews on this page?
Yep.
Like, it gives us a little more space to do stuff like that.
Okay.
But moment of truth. This is what I'm excited for. Let's see. What I want to do is essentially, and then if I can, sweet, apply crop. Dope. Let's see. Can I do it here? Almost.
So why? It feels like it's padding the side of the screen.
So it gets like, to me, what it feels like is like, you can see, like, watch the center of the screen here. Like, for some reason, it takes like this chunk. But like, it tries to find, it's not like dead center though, because dead center would be right here.
Yeah.
And it goes like, I'm trying to figure out, and then I thought this was going to help with that, but I wonder if, like, ultimately what I'm kind of thinking is what we might help is if we do this, and then so that it gives it like kind of a border and kind of a frame and padding, and then if we can from here like essentially manual, and then but it knows it there, so that's not the thing. What I was trying to say is like, maybe it's because I'm just trying to crop it in 9:16, and that's why it's not. But I would have thought if I do this, because ultimately what we should do is if we have two more boxes like this, it should then kind of figure out what you're trying to do, and then being able to like kind of stack these.
Yeah, it's supposed to auto stack them. It's supposed to give you two options to either stack them on top of each other or side by side.
So
why would it not? Okay. So, and this is the Quick Clips editor.
This is the Quick Clips editor. So essentially, but what I'm curious is, I'm trying to figure. Like, to me, it seems like it doesn't exactly know what we're trying to go for. Because even if I click now, hit apply crop, it still tries to. I don't know. I feel like it's not actually cropping something. But I almost wonder. What's the most intuitive way? Like, I feel like we need to see this. If I do this, this actually might help. If I just do this and apply crop, and then now if I click 9:16, no, nothing. It's better. Is it better? I can't tell. Is that closer than it was before?
It kind of does look closer, but still the fact that it's not going all the way to the left side of the frame, that's kind of annoying. I wonder if it's trying to auto pad it and not letting you use that side of the frame for some reason.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Because it's definitely better. Because look, if I revert it, right, and then I go back in and try and if I go this way, does it do the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it's not. It's for some. I think you're right about the padding. Because I want to be able to literally just crop wherever.
I did make a method so that it auto pads according to the screen size. Well, you already tried the full size.
Well, that's what I'm saying is if I go here and, well, let me try this. Let me see if I can like go. I mean, that might be, can I get just that? Let's see. No. So for some reason, well, here, I'm curious now to see this, because sometimes I'm thinking if I go like this, I wonder if it saves it in the custom padding. So if I do this, apply crop, and I hit export, and I do this, no. Okay, what about adjust? Okay, no. We also have to make sure that whatever we do on this page, right? So for instance, if we crop here, that maybe it shows here, because these ones seem like they just want to zoom dead center. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Always something, bro.
Right. It's but once it's there, it's gonna be game changing. So essentially, that's kind of what's happening there. Is it's cropping. It's for the viewers. Essentially, we've kind of come down to it's padding somehow. It's padding the video in some way, so we can't actually get to that specific spot in the video. But let's check out this and see. So I gotta pull up that what you said was adjusted. Okay. Crop pack line, expert model. Okay, transcript, extend, trim. All right. So let's now see what. Okay, so.
And Pete Hegseth comes out this morning and is like, "Oh yeah, by the way, today's gonna be the worst day of strike."
Wait, what? Did that work? That somehow
ever. And okay. Comments everywhere are just intensifying. It's just getting I don't know, everywhere you look, it's like, oh yeah, it's not over. Calvin yesterday said that our sign for how bad things actually are, or if corporate companies are coming out talking about production shutdown, supply chain shutdown, and it's happening.
Let's see.
Sorry, Aramco. We have a bunch of stuff to talk about. I'm going to cover. But basically, I feel like we got the fakest taco of absolutely all time yesterday. And dude, I fucking hit another cheeky oil lung. I can't help it. I cannot help it. It feels like this is so fake and we should go down. I'm not a short seller. I never make money on the downside. But I just can't help myself. So, okay, market open to 1 minute and we...
Okay, so like here, let's see. Actually, this is probably a bad clip. Let's see. Where does this one end? What is this one? Okay, so 33. So I'm going to extend. Oh, he just keeps going into this, doesn't he? Okay, well, that's not what I wanted. Let's see. Let's find a different clip. What is this one?
On the dot. And it's not panicky, but things are pretty ugly. Tesla down 5%. Things are just getting crushed across the board. And then Trump comes out and rips a taco, like a legendary taco. We could end it if we want. War's almost over. They have nothing left. Just like what? Pick your spot. He said it. Anything he got a pause said, he just ripped all of it. Taco.
So let's extend it. What is it doing? Okay, going back. Why does it want to jump down there? Weird. And comments were just intensified. No, what is this? Why is that? Is that a clip? No, okay, it was just selected. We're just intensifying. Okay, extend. All right, so let's see if this extends. I want to say it is. It knows it should be a minute 31, but I think it's going to cap. Yeah, it caps at 101. So for some reason, the transcript extension isn't fully extending. Does this show? Dude, what?
On the dot. And it's not panicky, but things are pretty ugly. Tesla down 5%. Things are just getting crushed across the board. And then Trump comes out and rips a taco, like a legendary taco. We could end it if we want. War's almost over. They have nothing left. Just like what? Pick your spot. He said it. Anything he got a pause said. He just ripped all of it. Taco, 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 taco. We're done. War's over. And then
let's see.
He comes out basically right after and is like, yeah, we could taco or like we could end it, but we're not going to. War not over until Iran is rubble. And we're not going to stop. And it needs to be utter destruction. And it has to be at a level where they can't even think about ever even.
So yeah, so it stops. It looks like for some reason the transcript, I've extended it to here. It recognizes that here should be 31. But for some reason it's stopping at 8:05, the original, at even. So there's something there with that. And I think this is even tracking that it's 31.
So you're saying the captions on the left side aren't extending whenever you retrim?
It like hard stops the video. Like if I go here, you see how it wants to jump back?
Uh-huh.
If I want to see the rest of the extension. Like it knows it should be extended based on this. It says it's extended based on this. But the actual rendering and playing, because essentially, here's what I'm kind of thinking is ultimately the same way that we do this with the clip, right? And for some reason, this is tied to that. I don't know why. But like this is doing something now, I think.
On the dot.
But it's not. So we just need to make sure that essentially this gets treated like creating a new clip in terms of like, for instance, the thing I keep thinking back to that worked so good for us was the old timeline where it was the full parent video and you could grab these little green things and trim and adjust, and it would literally trim or adjust anything, anywhere, anytime. It would make a whole new clip based on me even just clicking and dragging this box just like I'm doing. It would then stop. It would turn from green to the blue processing, and then it would go green again. With this, I feel like it, to an extent, it knows what it needs to do. In terms of like, let me find this again. We also got to make sure this jumps every time. In terms of if I click extend, you'll see everything say it's extended, right? Clip boundaries adjusted. But now if I go here, and I try and jump, I don't know, something in terms of timeline, speaking to transcript, speaking to clip, is kind of like getting lost in terms of transcript says it's updated. Timeline isn't updating the clip, and the clip says that it's been updated, but I can't go to a certain part of the clip, which just seems odd to me.
I wonder if a page refresh would show you the full, like, would it fix it?
Well, so what happened here is this is the way I know if it's working or not. So like, for instance, they'll say processing or ready. And when I was messing around with, and I don't know why the other timeline went away, but when I was messing around with the full timeline, I could see the ones with different colors. If I extended it this way, so for instance, I don't even know what clip this is. I'm assuming it's this one. If I do this, it should essentially say processing, like it says active, but there's no way that it didn't have to recut the clip.
Yeah, it's supposed to, well, it may not be in this particular step, but it's supposed to reprocess everything, and it's got to re-render everything essentially.
Yeah,
because like if you have caption settings or thumbnails or anything attached to it, it's got to re-render everything.
So and then I would say like, why does that one say 250 seconds? That really
on the dot.
You're probably just dragging it.
Yeah, but I think if I go here.
Okay, it's not sticking in the previews.
Well, it's not the right clip.
Oh.
It's supposed to be Trump's war and contradiction. Okay, so now it is. But if I try to jump to 410, where it says it is, it wants to stop the video read out one-on-one. See if I see, right?
Instruction, and it has to be at a level where they can't even think about ever even.
Right. So, but there should be 3 more minutes of a clip, essentially. So it's doing that. Like it's showing here in the clips that that's happening, but I know it's not because it didn't say pending or processing ready again. I think maybe here to showcase that. I mean, it happened when I was on the other video earlier in the stream when I clicked on this and I had the colorful timeline. That wasn't this one with the frames like this, and it had the different colors like the green, the orange, the purple. And when I was able to drag the boundaries that way, this showed that it was processing. So I know that one was updated. But maybe essentially, like you're saying, adding in the clip timeline button and then the parent video button might be a thing.
I've already finished that. I'm waiting to push.
Sweet. So that might help with that. And then just making sure that, because ultimately here's what I'm thinking is if that's in there, there's always a fallback option in terms of extending the clip, right? And then here, once we get this going, then we're golden. But for some reason, it just doesn't want to extend it. It says it's extended, right? So that's the actual, what this is saying, 410, but it's going to stop all the way back up like here. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can find a bug around that, see what's going on.
Sweet. But yeah, that, I mean, once this is dialed in terms of, and I would say once this is dialed in terms of cutting the clips, like ultimately like the timeline becomes non-existent just because like this is going to be so easy and intuitive to use. The one thing I would add is I like how this says extend clip. And I know it said something about like shift click or something. And it would like, essentially what it would do would like trim it, but I don't see an intuitive way of like trimming it. Essentially. Because this is nice, but I think we need something too that's like trim. Let's see. Oh yeah. The main thing I came in here for, cropping. Guys, if you guys are just tuning in, this is a live kind of work session / I don't know, bug debug / testing out cool new things / live demo. We are testing out, let's see, our cropping. Okay, well, I feel like this, the only reason, I feel like this is happening. I feel like if I click crop mode, it's working, but I just feel like same thing with like the captions. I feel like something's just taken over this playhead. And maybe the fix for it is like you click this and then the modal pops up where you can crop it when it's just specifically for cropping. I don't know. What would you think?
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Because that's what I want to remove all of that overlay on top of the media player anyways, just because I think it adds clutter to the actual screen. And it's already kind of supposed to be built out in a way that no matter what you click on the left side, it shows you the options for it on the right. So that would just fit in line with the rest of the design.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I agree with that completely. Because most of this stuff is here anyway. Like aspect ratios again. Oh no, these are the safe zones.
Okay, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm thinking maybe this is just like you click this and then you see just like the full parent preview and then just like the quick clips and then you can kind of drag it to get that crop active. That's what I'm thinking about that possibly. And then transcript stays in sync. So yeah, if you want to push that fix, you can. I think that's pretty much it.
All right, yeah, give me just a minute.
And then I think we can. Oh, do we have that in here? I don't think we do. A search would be cool. Good to know. All right, y'all. While he's gonna work on pushing that, I just wanted to kind of show you guys. I guess if you guys are just tuning in, I guess I will summarize kind of what we've been doing right now is we added in some new features we want to test. So working on getting the cropping down so you can kind of stack how you want your 9x16 videos. Working on some of the transcript cutting and trimming is one of the things we're also working on. Making sure that when you trim, as you can see here, I'll just pull it up so you guys can see. Wrong one. Here, let me move myself down here real quick. So essentially down here on the transcript tab, which is up here, having these kind of, where'd they go? Extend clip sections, or you can simply click on it and it's going to extend the clip for you. So working on making sure that is dialed in too, so you can just simply click on a couple words to finish the sentence and it's going to trim that full clip for you. Also just improving upon essentially just fixing most of the stuff in the editor right now is what we're working on. And then that comes with some of the cool, like once we get the crop feature in, I think that's going to be really, really, really effective for some of you users. And then ultimately from there, I feel like that's kind of the foundation of the editor, being able to trim or extend the video easy, being able to change the aspect ratio, be able to change that flawlessly, effortlessly, kind of lays the core foundation of what this thing should be able to do. And then from there, we get to add in kind of the really cool features and add in other stuff around, like, you know, audio, B-roll, stuff like that. We already have B-roll and thumbnails, but adding in, like, you can see the other tabs here, right? Background music, B-roll, like a bunch of fun stuff. So that's kind of where we're at and where we're heading for you guys that are tuning in, that have kind of just, yeah, but that's kind of where we're heading to in terms of adjusting this. Hoping that it kind of improved your guys's ability to create clips and to make clips. But yeah, that's what's happening, y'all. And then he's about to push kind of a update to now adjust some of these bugs and fixes that we have. And this will ultimately improve so much of the platform. I'm so excited.
It's pushed. We just gotta wait on it to build now. It may take it, I don't know how long, because Railway is doing Railway things. So,
Railway, what a guy! It's funny. All right, but let's kind of, while we're both here, let's just kind of dig into this. Okay, so that's dialed in. I want to make sure. Where's the we are? Can I change that?
Okay, it looks like it just pushed. It's live.
Oh, you don't have to tell me twice.
Should have a button at the bottom on the timeline to go back to parent video or parent timeline now too. All clips and then clips. Okay,
so this, if I click this now, it's going to show that. Now, if I click this, okay.
It just overlaid them. Hold on. That's not going to work because now you can't click on. Well, yes, you can.
I should be able to, but
yeah,
I mean.
Sure. Okay, so that actually does work. It just overlays them onto the timeline. Okay.
Well, I'm a little curious in terms, because okay, here's where my brain goes as a user. I clicked on this one. If I look here, it's around 7 minutes. When I clicked on it, for some reason, it took me to 24:49, and I don't think
it's because the timeline in the background is for the clip itself, and then it's overlaying the timeline for the actual clips. So I need to get it to separate those two things now.
Yeah, because it needs to go to 16:31. Okay, so I'm curious. I'm curious to see if now this will actually tell me right off the jump. If I hit extend clip once, did it work? I can't tell. Okay, well, we'll go to this one. 16. So the last word is no. What? Is that the right one? Let's see. 33. So another thing too that I'm noticing is just kind of, it will look at, sometimes it works, sometimes it's not. But if I click on one of these, for instance, if I click there, I'm not seeing it jump to this exact spot. Like it's there, but I have to scroll and find it for some reason.
Yeah, dude. Exxon CEO Woods.
Okay, so it says
Operations in the Middle East have scaled back to manage inventory levels as traffic through Strait of Hormuz has been challenged, followed by Exxon. Company has evacuated non-essential employees from Middle East operations. Jeez, dude. Feels significant, right? What is it? Exxon. What's the actual nothing yet. Like actually just dropped. Yeah, that like just dropped. Interesting. Okay, W. Thank you, Tulip King. W headline. SPY down 0.35% now.
Let's see.
Sees Nvidia pulling back. Nvidia nasty red candle. What else?
Okay, so now it's saying it's this clip. If I extend it a little more,
yeah,
so it shows here.
Exxon CEO Woods. Operations in the Middle East have scaled back to manage inventory levels as traffic.
Let's see.
Through Strait of.
So it looks like I'm also. We need to figure out. Looks like for some reason the essentially playhead controls are not, and then there's no slider for me to skip to anywhere.
Okay.
So we need to do that, and then I'm also seeing here. I mean, it'd be great to also just jump like that in terms of the slider, but let's see.
Of Hormuz has been challenged, followed by Exxon. Company has evacuated non-essential employees from Middle East operations.
I think it's still doing the same thing, because if I go here, it's supposed to be 109, and it's at 101. So we'll see if it plays out.
Feels significant, right? What is it? Exxon. What's the actual nothing yet. Like actually just dropped. Yeah, that like just dropped.
All right, let's see here.
Interesting. Okay, W. Thank you, Tulip King. W headline. SPY down 0.35% now. Sees Nvidia pulling back. Nvidia nasty red candle. What else?
Yeah, so it looks like it's not. It looks like it tracks that it's extending in terms of timestamps, but it looks like it's not tracking in terms of re-rendering a new clip. But transcripts is extended. This says it's extended. But it doesn't want to like break out of that for some reason. Let me see, what does it say that here? It says it here too.
Hold on. I don't think that was one of the fixes that I pushed yet.
Okay.
Let me look. Oh, the last fix that I just pushed was the cropping issue you had. Manual crop boxes.
Should I go back to the quick clips then?
Yeah, that was the last big. I've got a.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I'm working on the rest of it.
Let me check. Let me find another video. I want to see what can we find here. Actually, let's just go to YouTube. I'll just eat it. I'll eat the burn.
I'll be back in just a minute.
Okay, go ahead. No, Figma in trouble. It's only 14 minutes. No, let's find something else. Let's see. 20 business owners, 20 entrepreneurs versus 1 millionaire. Nice. Let's see. What are we clipping? Why not this one? Why not? This would be a good one to test the crop with, actually. So we'll go ahead and do that. Extraction. Testing all the bugs live, guys. Every single bug going live for everybody to see. Because why not? All right. How are y'all doing? It's been a great, beautiful day. Yeah. That's all I got to say. It's a beautiful day of building. What is this? What is this? Okay. What? I have okay. When we're trying to change the Bitcoin, I was pictures out and I close the menu before I can do anything. Okay, hang on. Sorry, I just got some feedback, so I'm looking over it right now. Quick clips with AI. Hold up. I gotta try to respond to this at the same time that I'm live demoing. That's what you gotta do. Let's go, viral hooks. What are you trying to do? Yo, I got some pretty detailed effects. Sorry, from this dude. As this is loading. Cool. I actually got some good feedback from this guy that I totally forgot even is on our site. But it makes a lot of sense in terms of why he's getting confused. So I will break it down live on stream. But also too, we'll probably, if anything, we could probably just remove it for now. That's all I care about. 1 second. This video is like only 5 minutes, so should be golden in terms of clipping quickly. Let me see. What's this guy's name? Okay. No, wait.
I've got a push stage ready to go for the retrimming updates.
Sweet.
Hopefully that'll be working a little better. And then I'm currently working on the overlay problem with the timeline.
Okay. Sweet, man. Works with me. Works with me, man.
Just trying to knock them out as I get to them and see them.
Yes, sir. That's how we do it. Another thing too that I'll show you as soon as I get in here, but there's, I think in the advanced editor, I want to say there's 2 export buttons. There's the one that's in the top right hand corner, and then there's that one in the new tab where we put export with preview. For the one that's in the top right hand corner that says export, we just need to make sure that that's duplicate, like exactly the same as the preview one, because I think that one, if I'm not mistaken, when you click on that export button in the top right hand corner, it shows a whole different preview, and I actually haven't been able to get anything to export out of that one. So if we can like take the export preview one and essentially link it to the top export, so if somebody clicks on the top export, they're getting the same as the export preview. Or just we can just like remove one of them too if that's easier. It might even be easier just to remove the top one since it doesn't actually have like function.
Yeah, probably be the best option. Just remove one.
And then because we already have the full tab that says export. But yeah, sweet. Clippy. That looks. Did you update that?
Yeah, I don't think you've seen it since I put that there.
Oh, I like it.
Basically, it's got the same level of functionality as the agent inside the editor, the advanced editor.
Ooh, I like that.
You just may not be able to see the outcomes, like, because it's not going to have like a timeline view, so you won't be able to see it as easy.
But it's there if you want to use it.
Yeah, you can still tag clips and say make a thumbnail for this or whatever.
I figured like this would be a good one to test out the crop with.
Yeah, that would
unless
actually
they cut. Let's see if they cut. Do they cut? Ah, oh, they do. But we can still should be able to stack it per se. Right? Let's think of a way I could do this. I'm trying to think. Okay. Whoops. Maybe this was a. I thought this was gonna be a good one. It would be nice. I'm trying to think. Because I can't really. Like what I was trying to think of doing was trying to. How is this gonna work? Is there a different one where they stay wide shot?
They may have done too much of their own editing to further edit.
Yeah, I know. But man, there's got to be one where they stay wider for longer. Why do these guys have to be actually good at a podcast? This is how you know somebody's good, if they actually filter in these shots like this. Dude. No, I failed. I had one job and I should have just actually looked in the video. Because there's no point in me trying to crop. I mean, there is a point in me trying to crop it. But, like, it's going to switch every 5. That's something we got to think about. How are we going to do something like that?
You just gotta know your content. I mean, that's when it comes down to knowing the content you're putting into the platform. If we have to, we can. That's what that auto face detection mode's for. Like, it's not perfect right now, but in the future, maybe we know that every 3 seconds they flip to a new speaker and we have to change the crop styling or something like that. Like, that'd be something we can work towards.
Yeah, this is definitely something we're gonna work towards. That's for sure. But let's just see if I can get this to stack just how it is. Okay, so we'll just see if I can get this, and then we'll grab you like that, screenshot it, boom. Dun dun.
It's not creating multiple boxes.
Okay,
it shows the center of the screen that time. Okay, let me figure out what that's good. Why that's still doing that. Well, that one was a lot more accurate. It's almost like it has to stay that size right there, like that whole green size.
But that's what I think it's trying to do. So let me try this then. My thing then is, so are you saying then I have to like...
Yeah, like that's what it looks like it's wanting to see, which I mean, I need to fix it so it should have gave you 2 boxes there side by side.
But I think you figured it out. Like in terms of, it looks like it just, like it's just gonna give, if I do this now. Yeah.
See if it'll go all the way to the far right or far left too, because it was kind of bouncing you like there was an invisible wall there. Yeah, so
focus on this camera.
Yeah. No, see, it's still bordering it. Okay.
But like I will say, it is at least the center of the clip.
There's still somewhere, there's a hidden border, and it may be... I wonder if this is being treated as a 9x16, and so when you try to clip anything on the sides, it's trying to like bring it back into that 9x16 that it thinks it is, even though looking at it right now, it's 16x9.
I just think, what I think, honestly, from how my brain is working, I think it should treat everything as a 16x9. And then as soon as something I like do this, right? Maybe it has a snap. Maybe as soon as I go from here to like here, there's like a snap feature, and then that's when it goes into that perfect 9x16 card or something.
Do you happen to remember if you clicked 9x16 or anything?
I clicked 16x9 every time. But
okay.
If I do that, but right now, but it asked me to do it here, right? Oh, that's kind of actually, no, let's see. So the one thing I'll say is the only way to tell what you chose. Okay, so I'm trying to break this down. It looks like, right, if I'm in 16x9 and I get the manual crop feature, let's actually do it this way. And if I choose, for instance, this mic stand and I hit apply crop, I don't see anything changed 16x9. But if I choose that, it looks like it's finding it. There is still some padding, it looks like, but it looks like nothing is applied. Essentially, how I'm thinking of this is right now it's seeing this. Clippy is seeing this. And then it realizes that, I think you're right, it's trying to fit whatever my crop box is. So maybe it's like this. Maybe it's like this. Maybe for the aspect ratio, when you click on this, for instance, if I were to click 9x16, instead of it doing this, what if it just kind of gave us the box already? So if I clicked it like this,
yeah,
you would see it. And then essentially, all I have to do is kind of drag the video to where I want to center it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because essentially what it's going to do then is, because it's no matter what I do here, it's going to tweak it in some way. So maybe instead, if I click here, for instance, I can kind of, it turns green, and then I can kind of drag it to like, or something in that way to get it to, but that's pretty good. Let's see if it exports like that. That's the one thing I'll say.
It's also not sticking to on the export.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this looks clean, man. Let's go. We get little victories. You gotta appreciate the little victories, dude.
But every time we fix something, I got 3 more things I gotta fix too.
I know.
So I just basically stood something up for myself to start using that's going to help me manage a lot of things.
Sweet.
Remember last night I told you I was kind of looking around for something to help me manage multiple agents and everything. Yeah. Well, now I've got a dashboard that I can log in with literally every agent, every claude, every open claw, every codex, everything. I can see exactly what they're working on, delegate tasks, share context.
Dude.
You know, I can see everything at a high level now and kind of manage it better. So I'm gonna basically use this to help me figure out how to clean up a lot of the stuff we're having problems with now.
Nice, dude. Okay, so we have that. Let's go into the advanced editor. Okay, also, it looks like I'm seeing here, I see that I can filter through clips here. I don't know why. Wait, is this trying to see all of my clips? Is this really trying to see all of my clips, or is it trying to see just what's here? I'm very curious. Because it says 793. It is trying to see all of my clips.
I can't even see what you're clicking on because my own camera's in front of it.
Here. Where is my... There it is. Whoops, that's not what I wanted.
That's fine.
Okay, so here. So here, look at this. This is filtering through my whole library.
Oh, interesting. We don't want the preview to show the whole library here.
But that's funny. Okay, so advanced. Let's try it. So here's what I'm talking about. What's up?
Whenever I fix the actual library that we have now, that'll probably be a lot better resolved. Because remember the folder system I was going to build out?
Yeah.
I think that'll probably restrict everything to that folder.
Sweet. Okay. So here's so I know that this thing right here, we don't really have an ability to do this.
Yes.
So might as well just like cut it right now. And then this is the button I'm talking about. Let's just make sure, like, oh, dude, honestly, if we just want to remove this and just have it be here or something.
That's fine.
Oh, you said this was the timeline fix, right?
Oh, yeah, I may have pushed those.
Okay, so let's try now to see. I don't know why it jumps there.
Is it still...
I don't know. For some reason, the first time I clicked into the timeline, this thing auto jumps, which is great, but it jumps to a weird spot in the thing.
It's still overlaying the clips on top of the timeline viewer. All right. I'm gonna have to pick apart all this stuff in much more detail.
Dude, I wonder. Now that I'm thinking of this, all right, hear me out. I feel like, in terms of, it also seems like it just. I feel like we had the kind of scrubber and the play button and skip and everything. Once we added this, it kind of went away. Now that we're trying to add it back in, it doesn't want to make this work, but this is still like half working.
Yeah, okay. Why is this?
And I wonder if that's just how it's designed, if it's just having trouble with this design. Because it didn't have trouble with it when we had this in here and it was on the playhead. You know what I mean? Like when we had all of those functions on the video playhead, it seemed to work no problem. And for some reason, it's not like in this timeline design.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm gonna look into that. What I'm thinking about doing is just taking, after this stream is over, I'm just gonna take the whole transcript and break it down into notes and stuff, and just kind of basically break what we've spoken about here into action items.
Sweet. So yeah. So I think honestly, and I think the transcript issue and the timeline issue are like interconnected. Honestly, I kind of feel like they're interconnected just in terms of like, okay, let me try and extend this. Because like it jumped to that part of the video for some reason. I don't know why.
You're insane. So even that's
like it's jumping somewhere that I don't know where. And maybe that's because you're right, like the timelines are interconnected. I think one thing we can do is, what was that? It's called components, right? I wonder if they have anything. These kind of seem like
they're like loading indicators almost.
Do they even have like video? Oh, it's this. Here we go. Video player, video. I don't know, maybe we can look at one of these. What is this? Doxed. Okay. I don't know. I kind of like this site, so I'm trying to see. Video, animated image, video. What is that? Video. None of these look cool though. Do they have like a timeline? Video timeline. Nothing. What is this one? So this one just has it there in the bottom too.
But I mean, to me, it feels like it's extra clutter having it on the actual content you're trying to work on.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. But I'm trying to see if we can find some sort of timeline thing that we can shoot for. Because I agree with you on that, but it just seems like now that we've tried to add it in, like we can't get the caption thing to kind of move there. And then the timeline down here is having trouble now. So maybe it's just something we look at in terms of adjusting the timeline in terms of, I mean, it seems like it's jumping to the right clip. Right? Is that just me?
You're insane. So even that's an ambiguous thing. But then,
but I feel like it's in a different part of the video. See that?
The place where I
don't know why
anymore, but
these are synced perfectly.
While it lasts, it's very.
But when I click here, it's picking something else up.
Popular because
it's because they have that overlay.
What is this?
They're essentially competing.
Place where I've had that lots of people were trying to reform.
Dude, like maybe we just like. Well, here's why I think. Well, here's where my brain's going. We have the parent video timeline only because we need it to be able to people extend to wherever they want in the clip, right? Essentially. But in terms of that, like I don't really want to see, and that's just maybe it's just me as a user, but I don't really want to see any other part of the video unless it's in the transcript. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of like in terms of how we can adjust the timeline to give us both the ability to extend it to any part in the clip, but also to not having to see the parts we don't want to see.
Something to think about.
He's thinking, ladies and gentlemen. So that's what I'm thinking there. But yeah, man. So for everybody that says like wants to know what we do most of the time, it's this.
Lots of this.
Lots of this. Lots of how do we adjust this? How can we fix this? How can we make this better? How can we make this better? How can we make this better? And this is us just doing it live. So in terms of what I'm seeing, I'd say like main priorities. I feel like the timeline kind of jumped ahead of some of the other stuff just because the pause and the play and making sure the clips and stuff synced. But I think that will ultimately kind of fix some of the transcript stuff, maybe, possibly. I don't know. And then it seems like the cropping has gotten better. I feel like you can get away with some of the crops there. But I would say like the timeline needs to be adjusted in some way, shape, or form. And who knows? You have full creative responsibility with that. However you want it to look and feel, go ahead. Because I tried to look for something cool, but it took me to eBay for some reason. Well, should we wrap it up here? What do you say?
Yeah, I guess we can. Give us some time to work on a few more things for the next one.
Right. Yeah. So as you guys see, we are shipping this stuff live. We are, you guys kind of know what we're building towards. You know what's working, what's not working, and you know that we're going to keep building this stuff. So stay tuned for those updates. We're going to have a fun week ahead. We just got to dial in some of this product stuff, and then we'll be kind of golden in terms of where we're heading. So yeah, just know that we're in a better spot in terms of where we're going, where we need to head to, what we want to hit on, what we want to adjust. And you guys kind of saw that here first. So we're going to work on getting the transcript, trimming and extending properly, the timeline extending and cutting and tracking properly. And then the cropping we've already seen has gotten drastically better. So we're pretty good there. And then for the future updates, that's when Nick can kind of get creative control, kind of go crazy on them. But we're kind of just getting this, advanced editor kind of nailed out because it's a big part of the platform and we're adjusting it as soon as and as quick as we can. So with that, all I got to say is start clipping with Clipit. I don't know what you're doing, but we're only getting better and better and better. So yeah, Nick, you got anything you want to leave these guys with?
No, just don't break my system, please. If you do break it, I will catch the logs and I'll figure out why it's broken. But I'm just trying to get some work done here.
We're trying to make some progress, is what he's saying. So keep using the platform, keep giving us feedback with the platform, but don't break it yet because we're trying to adjust some of these fixes for you guys. But yeah, so I did do a stream later in the evening yesterday. Thinking about possibly doing that again today because it was kind of fun. I had a lot more energy and a lot more to talk about. And it'd be kind of cool to kind of have this as be like here's what we're working on in the morning and then show you kind of what we've kind of adjusted in the end. Kind of give you guys like double the updates. So stay tuned for that. Don't know what time it will be, but stay tuned. I will probably post something if it happens or when it happens. So yeah, that being said, it's been Jordan and Nick kind of showing you guys what we do on a day-to-day basis in terms of shipping. So hope you guys enjoyed it. It's always fun when we have Nick on because, he's always like, I got to fix this. And I'm like, I feel so bad because I'm finding stuff to fix. But it's been fun. And yeah, so I'll be back to later tonight possibly. So stay tuned. And with that being said, deuces.